Today, I'm going to reveal 3 expenses that are stealing your money. Yes, those small everyday expenses that, without you realizing it, are affecting your finances and keeping you from your financial goals. If you've ever wondered why, despite earning what you think is enough, you always end up short on money, this video is for you. Over the next few minutes, you'll discover clear strategies, practical examples, and real-life stories that will help you identify and eliminate those sneaky expenses that are draining your budget. So get ready to take control and take the first step towards a healthier financial life. As we leave doubts behind, let's break down the first silent thief of your pocket. 1. Small expenses, the silent thief. Let's start with what many call small expenses. These are those small daily expenses that, although they may seem insignificant when added up over the month, can represent a considerable amount. Think about it. How much do you spend on that morning coffee, on a mid-afternoon snack, or on that drink you buy almost without thinking? Often these unplanned purchases become a routine, and without realizing it, end up seriously affecting our budget. For example, imagine you spend $2 or $3 a day on small treats. At first glance, those $3 seem irrelevant, but multiplied by 30 days, you'd be spending around $90 a month or almost $1,100 a year, which could be used to save or invest in your future. Also, these expenses are often hidden behind the convenience and immediate pleasure they offer, but the key is awareness, recognizing how much we really spend on these little things and assessing whether that expense is essential or if we can find cheaper alternatives, like making your own coffee at home or planning a healthy snack. Remember, every dollar counts, and eliminating or reducing these small expenses can free up a significant amount of money over time. While those small expenses are important, there's still another type of expense that can drain your finances without you noticing. Let's look at the next case. 2. Unnecessary subscriptions and underutilized services. In the digital age, it's very easy to fall into the subscription trap. You probably have a subscription to streaming services, premium apps, or memberships that you no longer use regularly. These recurring charges, just like small expenses, can go unnoticed when you check your statement, but at the end of the month, they translate into a considerable outflow of money. Consider this example. Many people pay for multiple streaming services simultaneously or sign up for digital platforms for a trial month and then forget to cancel. That can mean from $10 to $30 a month on services that, in reality, don't provide the value you expected. A simple strategy is to periodically review your subscriptions and evaluate which ones you really use. Make a list and ask, does this service improve my quality of life, or is it just an impulse purchase? You can also take advantage of free alternatives or look for promotions that fit your needs without compromising your finances. This review exercise will not only help you reduce unnecessary expenses, but it will also allow you to allocate that money to investments or savings that bring you closer to your financial goals. Now that we know the impact of uncontrolled subscriptions, it's time to delve into another habit that can sabotage your finances without you noticing. 3. Impulse purchases and emotional spending. The expense that steals your money is the result of impulse purchases, those last-minute decisions that are made under the influence of emotions. We've all been there, entering a store or browsing online, and suddenly, the temptation arises to acquire something that, in theory, was not part of your spending plan. Imagine you walk into a mall and see a product on sale. The thrill of now or never can cloud your judgment, and without realizing it, you end up spending on something you don't really need. These types of decisions are accentuated in times of stress or when we seek comfort in consumption. For example, after a difficult day, many of us choose to buy a treat to feel better, but in the long run, these small escapes can add up to a considerable monthly expense. The key to avoiding these impulse purchases is to establish a spending plan and, above all, learn to recognize and manage our emotions. A useful technique is the cooling off period before making a purchase. Give yourself some time to reflect on whether you really need that product or if the emotion of the moment is taking over. Also, creating a budget and sticking to it can help you avoid falling into these habits that are harmful to your finances. Having identified these 3 expenses that, seemingly small, significantly impact your finances, it's time to close our analysis with a reflection and a call to action. In short, we have identified 3 crucial areas where, without realizing it, we are letting go of a significant part of our money: small expenses, unnecessary subscriptions, and impulse purchases. Each of these habits, although seemingly harmless at first, can become an obstacle on the path to financial freedom. The key is awareness and informed decision-making. I invite you starting today to do a detailed review of your daily expenses and ask yourself, do I really need this? And is this expense consistent with my long-term goals? It's not about eliminating all pleasures, but about being strategic and prioritizing what truly adds value to your life. Remember that every small adjustment can make a difference, and, over time, those savings will transform into opportunities to invest, travel, study, or simply have greater financial security. I encourage you to share in the comments which of these expenses has affected you the most and what strategies you plan to implement to combat it. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Together, we can learn to master our finances and build a stronger future. And with that, we close today's cycle. Thanks for joining me. And remember that the first step towards financial freedom is awareness. See you next time.